You know, things get a little creepy around here sometimes, especially when you're not sleeping. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Serious Engineering. Been a little busy in between episodes, I guess, as you would say. You know, with last episode we did a little bit of Thaumcraft work, and we're gonna go upstairs in a little bit and take a look at that. Been kind of doing a couple of other little things that we're gonna go look at here in just a second. So let's stick our heads upstairs very quickly. Made a little quick trip to the Nether, and I actually should light those guys because I found a temple that had a couple of those. Those are pretty cool. Um, Kind of got this somewhat organized up here, and yes, as you saw in the last episode at the end of it, if you stayed all the way through it, I moved everything to the center because it just made more sense. I know I'm just one of those. We still have to get the ceiling on this, or at least get the roof figured out of how we want to do this. We're also going to have to do quite a bit of stabilization to this because there's going to be some recipes that I'm going to need a lot of. Well, you know, we need to make it a lot more than that. So we have to work on that a little bit, but that's going to be a project for another day. We do have our little corner kind of crafting setup going on. I've got my little focal manipulator, which I had to research to do a few things. Of course, research table, crafting table, some of the storage, and I've got a little bit of storage for my gear, as well as a recharge pedestal, which I kind of was working down a direction to try to do something, and then realized that I needed to do a little bit more with that thing, and it's going to take some time. So, got a few of our jars set up. The jars, I think, eventually we're going to be moving the Essentia smeltery for the base to probably this section right here or in this corner. I am going to shut those birds off eventually, I hope, but we're going to be moving them so that we can get to them fairly easily because we want to be able to access these guys to the altar fairly easily. Plus, we're also going to want to be able to craft various things. So this is kind of temporary for right now, but it does do what I need it to do. So we did mention something about this guy right here, the Essentia Centrifuge from Thaumcraft. And if I have my book, we can go take a look at this. This is basically, let's get back out of there and get into the correct area. What the Essentia Centrifuge does basically is it takes a compound Essentia and it basically breaks it down into its lesser compound parts or lesser parts. So, like, say we can take the metallum that we're getting and turn it into Terra and Ordo, or you can take, I believe we can take the whatever that stuff is called. Come here, brain. Well, basically, what we can do is we can break down some of these more compound essenzias into their basic parts. And why I'm so interested in it is because of the fact that in order to ore double using Thaumcraft, you need a lot of metallum and you need a lot of ordo. Well, as we know, or as I've stated a couple of times, let's see if we can find it this time. It should be click, click, click over a little bit. Metallum is Terra and Ordo. So all we got to do is feed that thing all the leftover excess metallum that we're going to be getting, and it will turn it into something we're going to throw away and something that we're going to keep. So how it basically works is pretty simple. We can either pipe in the essentia from the side of the bottom, I believe, with a pipe, or you can stick the jar directly underneath the bottom of it, and it'll go to work. Now, I have a buffer on top here for a reason. The buffer is up there so that I can kind of store a little bit of stuff. It's going to store 5 of each of the essentia, as we're seeing right now, and then it's going to stop working. That's going to allow me to keep this thing working. So then what we can do is we can take one of our filling essentia transfuser thingies and stick it on the side of that, and it'll start dropping stuff into the jars. So I don't want to get rid of all of this right now. I just kind of wanted to show that. Now, they are kind of slow. I will give them that. They are definitely kind of slow, so we're going to have to kind of probably use a couple of them depending on how much iron we get. But that is a really good way of getting Ordo, because otherwise Ordo's a royal pain in the tail to get. I mean, there's ways you can get it. You can smelt it down in that. I mean, you could get, I think chiseled stone is what I usually do, or chiseled bricks or something like that. But that helps quite a lot with being able to get lots and lots and lots of that. So the other thing we made was we made this guy. And as you just heard, it did its thing. There's a reason why I wanted a pickaxe of the core. And a pickaxe of the core has a couple of really nice functions when you're playing around mining out in the world such as this. So let's take a trip downstairs and we can start looking at some of the other things I've been doing. making sure there's nothing out here going to blow me up. And we're going to go downstairs. Now, never mind this room. We're going to talk about it in a second. The reason why I like a pickaxe of the core is if you shift right-click on the floor, it's going to radar out various ores, or it's going to go find them. So we should have some where? Right there? Very cool. So now I know that there's stuff buried in the ground over here. And yes, this cave's kind of full of weird things. The other thing that's neat about a pickaxe of the core, especially if you have Fortune 3 on it, is if I'm lucky, the chances of me getting a couple of things gets greatly increased. One is going to be rare earths, and if we're really lucky, we're probably not going to get it on camera. There it is, right there. If you're really lucky, you'll get the native copper clusters or the native clusters right straight from the actual pickaxe itself. So when you're out mining, you can just smelt that right straight off into a, an ingot and you're done with it, or 2 ingots. So I was going to see, is there more out here? I think there was a little bit more out here. Yeah, there's some lead over there, and there was a big pile of stuff. Hello, creeper. Za. Go away. You're doing fine. Thank you. Let's get up here. Climb the wall. There was a big patch over here. Yeah, there's a big pile of stuff over here that I apparently missed when I was out here playing around, digging for things. It also lights mobs on fire, which is kind of cool. But we can kind of do a little bit of working around and kind of cleaning things up kind of like that. And you can make sure that way that when you're out wandering and mining, you're actually getting everything. See, like all of this was buried under the ground, even though it's supposed to only spawn in the walls. So I think we got a little bit more over here yet. A little bit more copper. A little bit of lead. Oh, poor Swap-O-Matic. That's all right. We can get another one. But that's okay. That's kind of the fun part about how this works, and that's the reason why I wanted the guy, is because I can do a few things. Now, a normal everyday mod pack that doesn't have geolysis, you can kind of use that thing to pretty much make sure that you're always getting the native clusters. So with this pack, because of the fact we have these dudes right here, it's kind of hard to make that happen. So let's talk about the other things that I have been doing off camera. I said something about a mob farm. I've been working on stage 1 of the mob farm, or at least kind of partially. We are on level 3 in this roguelike that's down here. I cleared this out a long time ago. This was the area where there is what these things are, the whatever you call them, the crypts, the areas, whatever like that is. Actually, I wonder if there's something behind that one. Nope. Okay, whatever. And I came across a couple of mob spawners in this little area right here. This area looked kind of like that. It had a bunch of the little coffins or sarcophagi or whatever you want to call them. And they had, of course, a couple of spawners. And they were right next to each other, and they're very handy because they're right next to each other. We can do a random old normal everyday vanilla mob farm kind of thing in here. And the neat thing about both of these guys is that these guys are, they're skeleton, zombie, both in iron or chainmail. So I'm going to get iron and chainmail out of both of those guys as they go through the system. So what the system is going to do is they're going to spawn their mobs. They're going to get flushed into a central channel over here. And then this channel is going to run all the way down over to the kind of the center portion somewhat of this side of the dungeon. I think if I remember correctly, the stairs are right over there, right in this hole somewhere. We sealed it up so that we could make things a little easier, but then they end up down on a conveyor belt, which is going to move them all the way over to this general area over here, where we're going to have our killing chamber. And this killing chamber is pretty much, if we stand right here, right under the bottom corner over here of the base. So right up there is pretty much, like I say, right where we drop down is where the base is. So the plan is going to be, we're going to move all of the mobs out of that little mob spawning room. And then as we go through the rest of this dungeon and we find more mobs that we want to deal with, which everything else from here on down is, well, down. We still have, like, I think maybe 2 more layers. maybe. Anything down below here, I want to keep a lot of their drops, so we can feed them back into this system. So what happens is, let's go over here and look. They come down here, and they end up on a little bitty channel that comes through here and hits that vertical conveyor, which will then bring them up into the killing chamber. And, of course, we have a couple of fans on both sides with upgrades enough to get the mobs to the center, and a mob grinder with 10 looting upgrades and 5 sharpness upgrades in it because, well, I can't make any more than 5 sharpness upgrades, or at least I just didn't feel like making sharpness upgrades because they're kind of a pain in the butt. So grinders are kind of a pain. We've used quite a bit of iron to make this grinder. There's a lot of iron. There's a lot of iron spikes, a lot of iron once again, and the upgrades. These ones are a pain because they require feathers, so I had to deal with getting some feathers. And of course, the sharpness upgrades require 4 swords to craft 1. So this is a rather pain in the butt to craft kind of thing. So that's one of those deals, but it does work. We've already tested it. I've already got a couple of mobs gone through it. We're going to use an absorption hopper to pick up all of the drops and all of the XP up there because we're going to be needing it. And it's loud over here. What's the deal? Got some water flowing. Anyhow, we're going to be using this to pick things up. Now, the problem is right now is I cannot run this because I don't have a way of collecting the materials and storing them. So we're going to have to work on that. The other fun thing about this little thing here is that when I was digging this hole out... What, cat? Good Lord. When I was digging this hole out, I ran into a rot night dungeon, which was kind of bisected by this corridor. This corridor came through here and then went through that wall over there into another line, and he was kind of stuck up here in the corner. I didn't even know he was here until I started digging, so it was kind of interesting. Let's go handle this zombie. Where are you, dude? Hi. You're making noise. Thank you. Anyhow, I killed him, got the axe again and the helmet, and I decided since he was here, I would use his dungeon as an inspiration to build this room. So that's how we came up with this little system. So I don't know what's wrong with my cat. Everybody's outside and he's not happy. So whatever. But yeah, that's the reason why it looks the way it does, because I kind of had a little bit of inspiration from something else. So once we get everything else sorted, we're going to kind of seal this room off. We have to build a sorting system for the various materials that we're going to get out of here. So like everything stackable is going to go probably straight up to the base. Everything non-stackable, like all of the armor, the swords, a lot of that kind of stuff, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to sort that stuff out. And I think the way I'm going to do it, actually, is very, very simple. I don't know, do I have any of this stuff over here? Yes, I do. So when you smelt down one of these, you get iron nuggets, whereas this is a non-stackable item. This is stackable, so it can be sent back up to the system. The same with these things. When you sort them out, or when you smelt them down, you get iron nuggets. So we're going to probably end up doing a lot of that stuff that way. And like I say, this is stackable, the arrows are stackable, the bones are stackable, the shields are not stackable, the shields are going to go straight into a trash can. So basically what we're probably going to end up doing is we're going to take everything that's non-stackable, run it through a furnace. If it can then be put into the stackable items and sent upstairs, it will be, and everything after that's probably going to get trashed, unless there's some kind of magical thing that I need. So that's going to include the coins, the books. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might just crush them up and not worry about it. We may end up keeping some of the random stuff just for Essentia purposes. I don't even know if a shield has anything on it, because a lot of them have shields. We could get a little bit of metallum out of that, but we would have to melt it down. I'm kind of concerned about spending a lot of time melting things until we can get the ability to clean up flux. So, it's dark. Let's sleep. Let's sleep real quick. We don't want to go outside yet. Okay, cool. All right, so we're slept, we're good, we're done. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Like I said, we need this in order to be able to supply the silliness that I've got planned. Anyhow, okay. On top of that, I have been doing a bit of research and a few other things. Let's go ahead and put some of this random stuff, magnet, away. I don't need you. You can go away. You can go away. I think I got those. And that can get smelted. But this is what I mean by we can take a non-stackable item and run it through the system, and it's going to give me a stackable item that I can then transfer up here. So we're going to have to do something kind of like this down there to process all of the armor pieces, because I see no sense in bringing an armor piece clear up. And as far as I know, that thing does not pollute. At least it hasn't put anything up in the area yet. And if it does, well, so what? We'll figure out a way to filter it out. So a couple of other things we've been doing. Let's look at this very quickly. There's a few other things over here that I've been playing with just a little bit, and that's some of the augmentation things. One of which is a Thaumium Caster's Gauntlet. So, you know, that I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of these. I don't like the process of gauntlets. I think I'd rather have the wand. Just give me old-fashioned Thaumcraft. I'd rather have the wand. However, there is a better upgrade for the initial one, and that is the Thaumium one. Yes, I'm wasting the V right now. And that way I kind of went ahead and figured that one out, got it sorted out, got it unlocked, and it really, for what it's worth, was rather cheap. Now, supposedly, we can augment this thing with gems and make it better and make it do more things. For right now, what I wanted it for all intents and purposes, is one of my favorite things you can do in Thaumcraft. It's one of the first original block exchangers. Yes, it uses a little bit of V to do that, but nope, I do love that ability to do that. And I also went ahead and made a dig potion, dig thingy, whatever, so we can just kind of do a little bit of stuff should we need it. If I run out of a pickaxe or, I don't know, something else like that, we're going to have to do a little bit of playing. The problem with doing more playing with the gauntlet, or the spells for that matter, is that I am held up behind, again, the sticky projectile, which I have to remember which in the heck that one is, and the fact that I can't make these focus yet, the advanced focus. And the advanced focuses are going to require a lot. Advanced focuses are going to require a lot of Quicksilver. And Quicksilver is not obtainable the easy way. I mean, I can get it through an ore cluster from a shiny metal system, or I can get it through smelting of a native cinnabar cluster, which you get from a cinnabar, or you get it from crafting it through Quicksilver drops, which is made from a shimmer petal, as far as I can tell, or a shimmer leaf, if I remember correctly. So shimmer leaves. That's the only way I can get it, and I need to be able to make more of this stuff. So we need to kind of look at something else entirely. Starting off with what we're planning on doing today, which is going to be, we need to do an infusion to get a lamp of growth. And the reason why I need an infusion to do a lamp of growth is because in rustic thaumaturgy, there are 3 little bitty lines down here that are going to allow us to do a little bit of chemical work or do a little bit of brewing. I'm interested in being able to farm the shimmer leaves. So the initial quest was that it wanted me to bring it 10 shimmer leaves, and I brought it 10 shimmer leaves. I would like to be able to farm it now. Well, according to that, we need to make a lamp of growth. Infusion. Let's have a little bit of fun. Lamp of growth is going to be fairly simple, easy to do. We just need some bone meal, an arcane lamp, and a Terra V, all this kind of stuff. Arcane lamps are, again, another one of those problems where we need to be able to get amber. And amber, the only way you're going to get amber is either from amber-bearing stone or lore fragments from magic bees, or, as it stated right there, sometimes drops when chopping down great wood trees. I don't have a lot of that stuff. I don't believe I have much of it at all. We can go upstairs and take a look. But I would like to at least start working on some of this stuff, because I need some of the stuff. I have enough to make one. Okay. Oop, not that. I want 2, 3, 4, and you, and you. And let's make a lamp. Arcane lamp, excuse me. I need one of those. Let me shift click it. It doesn't matter. Thank you. Arcane lamp. Cool. Where's my thingy? Where did I put it? Actually, while I'm at it, I need a little bit of food. Yep, I'm a little low on food. Where did I put my stuff? Uh-oh. I need my thermometer so we can measure that. Down, please. This thing is a pain. We're going to be getting into some better elevators eventually. Oh, crud. Where did I put it? Oh, it's over here. We were doing a little bit of work, I think. Yes. Now I'm nice and slow. Forgot to pick up my tools where I left them. I don't want to break that with that. I want the thermometer. Where is that thing? Oh, it's right there. I had it on me already. GG. Oh, put that box away. And you can come with me, please. So, let's go do, since I can do this, up, in. Okay, thank you. Cool. All right, so we should be able to now make, or at least do a couple of things. Now, these are really handy because they can stop mob spawns. I don't want to use it for that. I'm not interested in automatic lighting all over my place. I don't mind a little bit of, random mobs spawning around here for some whatever reason. So we need to be able to make a lamp of growth. So gold ingots, Terra V crystals, bone meal, plus a bunch of this, and it says instability moderate. We may blow this up. So 1, 2. Let's clean up our inventory a little bit here so we can see what we are doing. Couple of those. And we need some bone meal, and then we need to make sure we have all the essences that we need to do this. Down. Thank you. 1, 2. I'm assuming it's going to take this from me. And that is perfectly fine if it's going to let me grow something I need. So you go in there, and then we have, what is it, 6 of them? This is a 6. This is a 6. Lovely. Whoop. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. We got those set up on the pedestals. Let's see how much fun this is going to be. We need to do 20 herba, 15 lux, 15 victus, and 15 instrumentum. The instrumentum might be a problem. Nope, it's not. That's not either. That's not either. The lux then. Lux? Hello? Yeah, we need a little bit of lux. I can do that. Let's go put those in there. Cook those down. Cool. All right. Can we search for that? No, probably not. Well, let's go see. Do we still have any? We got a few candles. Come on, down, 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 down. Do I still have some of these? I do. Let's do 4 of those. And holy cow, how do I have that? Oh, yeah, I remember. And then we'll do like 8 of those. And we can do 4 of those. I don't know if those work or not. This stuff used to work. It probably doesn't anymore, but we'll go ahead and just use these for right now to try to help clear up the problem that is going to be a somewhat misbalanced infusion. So we can do that and that and that and that. I might even move these over. Is that square? Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Hey, dummy. You are definitely wrong. Dang it. Need to move you guys over one. Because this is not centered. Okay, cool. You. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a couple more, don't we? No, I didn't put them in the corners. That's what I did. I want to make sure all this is even. It's one of those things I miss Thaumic tinkering so much. It was so much fun. I'm still off. How did I get that so far off? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How in the world? What am I doing? Let's move those guys back 1. 20 minutes of messing around with an infusion table. Altar, thingy, whatever. Yeah, I knew I had this wrong. Just want to make sure it doesn't blow things up. So we should be good to go there, all the way around. And we have everything in the jars. And do it. Really? That's the first for me. I've never had that happen. Okay. You're happy? Do we have any of this stuff? Go over there. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. We just need 1, 2. Where's it at? Something, anything. That works. 1, 2, 3. And then we got to go downstairs. 1 second. I'm an idiot. Redstone. Bowl. Flint. Best laid plans. Nothing like knocking your whatever that thing is called off the top of the the altar. So let's take a nap and then we can go upstairs. Okay. How do you get it out? There, I got it. Okay, cool. Doing. I'm assuming you're not happy. Wow, so I didn't break that. Very cool. Do it then. Looks pretty good so far. Always love crafting on this thing. It's so cool. Very nice. Hello, sir. Let me have you. And you. And then we can turn that in for that quest, hopefully. Oh, yeah. We need to go over here, don't we? Arcane Infusion. No, Artifice. Artifice. Lamp of Growth. You wanted a bone meal. Great. Let's go grab a bone meal. Maybe that's all it wanted was that. I figured it would probably want me to craft it. Bone meal. Lamp of Growth. Now, what's neat about this guy is that if you provide it with Herba Essentia, it will increase the growth rate of plants around it in an area. So it's kind of like, you know, some of the other various things that allow you to grow plants quicker in other mods. Oh, this would also allow me to unlock, hopefully, that. Studies finally improved fruitful. I can now infuse a shimmer leaf into a bulb for a new variant that I shall call a shimmer petal. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's go see if we have most of that. We've got lots. How many was that? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need to make some more pedestals. Okay, so I know what I'm going to be doing next episode or in between episodes or things like that, because we've got about 30 minutes done here at this point in time, and I need to go toss these guys in my cool little oven. Thank you for the belch as we run out the door. Wonderful. Up. Thank you. Don't fall in the hole. It's very dangerous. I love this thing. Especially when you set it up like this. We can make it even faster, but we have to feed it something in order to make that happen. So, very cool. I'm glad that didn't use that up, because that means I can actually put it to use. Might actually do that. So, all right. So, I think since we're at time, we're getting pretty close to being at time. I'm going to go ahead and take this stuff back upstairs so I don't lose it. We're going to put a few things away, and we're going to prep for the next step, which is going to be doing some fun stuff. So I'm going to put that right there and that right there. I need to make a bunch more of these and get this guy up to a 12. and that'll be fun. I probably have to cook all of the parts too, so that's going to be. I might not have that much Arum. I might. I might not have that much at all. Let's look really, really, really quickly. Yeah, no. We need to do some cooking. I'm going to have to cook through a bunch of this stuff and get a bunch of things going and maybe do a little bit more tuning and pruning in here. But I guess for right now, guys, that's what we're going to end with. I am going to go ahead and put my armor back on, and I will say thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Glitchy, 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 silly, whatever that is. Bye bye. Sorry for hitting you and breaking you. Bye.